Well, I've had the Mustang for 4 years now, and I've been trying to build a daily driver, street car, a drag car, and a custom all at the same time, and that's not working out. So I finally came up with a plan. Um, I'm gonna drive it around for like a year, just as a regular street car, with the six-cylinder in it, because that's pretty much what I've been building in the end, is basically just a mild street car. So I'm gonna drive it around for about a year or so, and then I'm gonna start building kind of like a 60s gasser. So it's gonna be a drag car. It's still gonna be street legal and everything, but it's gonna be more of a drag race car. So the place that I'm gonna be racing at, the car has to be street legal, and you have to drive it to the track. So like I say, it's still gonna be street legal. But anyways, so it's gonna get a 302 with a C4, and I'll probably leave the 8.8 in it. Just put C-clip eliminators and 411 gears in it. I'm going to get a new transmission. The C4 that I have in it is a 64, and it's a green dot, which means that it's got that weird shift pattern. So I'm going to get a 70 and up transmission and build that up with manual valve body and everything. And then it's going to get a 302 with forged internals, and depending on how much money I put into it, it might get a supercharger. I'll probably just end up with a tunnel ram though. But so that's the plan now, because I've been kind of already building a drag car, but like I say, just trying to build everything at once, and that doesn't work out. So that's probably part of the reason why I've had it for 4 years and it still doesn't run yet. But anyways, so been doing a little bit of work on this hood. This is the old hood that was on it. It was all smashed up, so it's kind of junk anyways. Needs a lot of body work. This thing right here is hit really bad. So on the other side it goes up to about here, and then this side it's all flat. So I got a lot of body work to do on it. But cut a lot of the bracing out, and it's still strong, but cut the middle bracing out because I'm going to put a cowl induction scoop on it, and then cut the center of the hood out where the scoop is for hood clearance. And then I cut up here I cut the area out where the hood pin goes, because this is going to be full pin on, and it's lightweight now. It's a lot lighter than the original steel. So I also cut the hood hinge areas out because that was pretty well reinforced, so that was kind of heavy. And so now I'm just gonna drill for the hood pins. I left these plates in here, those reinforcement plates in here, because the hood pin's gonna go through here, then on the other side, and then down here I'm gonna make a bracket on the cowl, so the other hood pins will go there. So it is significantly lighter. So did that. And another thing, like I say, it's gonna be, want to do more 60s style kind of stuff, which is why I didn't pay $500 for a fiberglass hood. So I made this. This is a fuel cooling can. You can get these from Moroso for like 80 bucks, but I made my own out of a coffee can. So this is a big coil of tubing, copper tubing. I used 3/8 and then wrapped it around a fire extinguisher to make the coils. And since I tried to bend the bottom of the coil so that the tubing would stick out, but I ended up pinching the tube because I don't have an actual tubing bender. So I just hooked the hose onto that, and then it sticks out the bottom. Then on the top, I was going to cut a notch on the side here so this would drop down more, But then I came up with the idea that get another piece here and then cut a slot in there so it actually has a lid now. So anyways, what this does is before a race you fill this with ice or dry ice, and when the fuel goes through it, it cools the fuel and it makes it more dense. So it basically richens up the fuel mixture, and so you don't have fuel starvation at wide open throttle. And also, since it is more dense, it kind of has a similar effect to using higher octane gas, so it doesn't evaporate as quickly when it gets into the cylinder. So you can run more timing advance and all that. So, did that. Instead of $80, this cost me about $15. So did that. Been working on the hood. Interior's already gutted. That's always been gutted. I'm gonna make that roll bar. Made a video about making a template for that. That I don't know. I was gonna do bolt-in because, like I say, I was trying to make a street car also. But I might end up doing like a 6-point now, with the regular 4-point, and then 2 going over down the windshield post in the front to the front floors. But I'm not sure, because if I did that, for sure it would be welded in. So I don't know. I'm still planning the little things, but for the most part I finally have a proper plan that I'm sticking to. So anyways, it's really windy out. You'll see the car. Haven't really done a whole lot. I cleaned up the wiring. The alternator wiring was all over the place, so fixed that. The alternator does work. I don't know if I mentioned in the video, but the head gasket is good on this motor. I drained that oil out. I mean that drained the water out of the oil. I just pulled the plug and let the bottom of the, like what was in the bottom of the pan, drain out, and then plugged it back up, pulled the radiator back up, and then I actually spun the water pump over with a drill so that it would get a little bit of water pressure. So if there was a leak, it would fill the crankcase back up. But undid the oil plug again, and it was only oil that came out. So apparently the head gasket is good, so that's pretty awesome. So I got it tuned up a little bit. It still has carburetor issues because you have to leave the choke a little bit on, but leave the choke on, it runs pretty good. So anyways, that's the plan. A few things getting done. So yeah.